was just listening to my radio. I don't know, it was telling me to go. By this token, it was called pump radio. Pump radio, it's pump radio. Get that money, get some token.
Go ahead and introduce yourself and let us know a little bit about your background.
Yeah, sure. So I'm Jax. I have, it's like, I feel like whenever you introduce yourself in crypto, it's like you're in Alcoholics Anonymous, but it's actually Crypto Anonymous, like Gamblers Anonymous. So, yeah, I'm Jax. I've been in the crypto space since 2017. I call myself a serial rug victim because I've like been scammed. I've been all sorts of stuff, but through no fault but my own. And then also, full blown degen, really just I've worked in the crypto space. I've been in business development, a number of kind of DeFi startups as head of business development for some of them. And then in the background, also heavily trading into NFTs all the way through to meme coins for the last kind of 2.5 years now. So yeah, 2017, which I think qualifies me as kind of an OG almost. So there we go.
Nice, man. Nice. And, what got you into meme coins?
I got liquidated on one of my trading accounts. And through like a number of things that led up to that point, I was just like, right, I'm totally sick of what I've been doing now for the past kind of few years. And now I just literally want to have fun. I was a bit disillusioned with a lot of the kind of other kind of altcoins as well. Like a lot of them were just like empty promises based on, white papers that meant absolutely nothing. And I was seeing different meme coins spring up at the time. And I just felt like the idea around, having a community that really believe in a coin was very similar to lots of altcoins. So if I go right the way back to like, if you look at XRP and all these other kind of communities, it can arguably be said, I think, that a lot of them are essentially meme coins. The communities just put full faith into the coin without actually knowing fundamentally what the coin is. So when it comes to meme coins, for me, it was just like, it made total sense. Like, well, they're much more kind of normie friendly. You don't have to really understand anything about what this is, apart from just have fun, hang out with your friends, and just basically believe. It's kind of that believe in something. So after that, what happened with the liquidation? I came across a meme coin called Harry Potter Obama Sonic Teninu. Mm-hmm. I was in a skate park, sat on my skateboard with a little bit of money left, and I was like, "Fuck it," just basically buy this like random fucking coin. Mm-hmm. And within the next couple of weeks, it had done really well. I sold way too early, but then that just basically got me totally hooked. I then ended up buying a couple of other ones. There was one called Smurf Cat at the time on Ethereum, which did very well too. And then around about December 2023, I bought this other one called Omni, which was it was meant to be like an Omni chain meme coin, which was built on one of the Omni chain protocols. Mm-hmm. And so I bought that, and then basically did really well on that trade again, and then was just loving the meme coin space, and that's when I kind of decided to create MEMECON. Nice. That kind of brings up.
Nice. And yeah, that's what I was going to ask you is, what got you started making MEMECON? Like, why'd you make MEMECON is what it was the next question I was going to ask you.
So, yeah, lots of my other jobs in Web3, I said in that last piece that I was kind of in like different DeFi startups as head of partnerships for quite a few of them. And it's really, I've been to a lot of different conferences in the space. Some of the best ones, NFT, NYC, and then when we had the kind of NFT bull run, and then also one over in Lisbon as well. So I've been to lots of events, and I was really like hooked on meme coins at the time. I was also trying to look for a job at that point, and it just kind of came into my head, this idea of like, well, they've got all these other conferences. You've got about 6 other NFT conferences, but there's nowhere for the meme coin communities to go and actually meet up in real life. So I was just like, yeah, fuck it. Just give it a go. Started reaching out to people with like really basic decks. So I didn't know anything about events at all at the time. I'd never worked in events. So I started reaching out to different conferences because I thought to myself, well, how can I how can I run MEMECON without any experience? So I went to another conference, a big one in Lisbon, and I pitched them this really loose deck, like totally schizo crazy meme coin deck.
Mm.
And then luckily for me, the guy really liked it, and he basically said, "Well, why don't you come in as like another conference within our conference?" And so then that's how we pretty much started it the first year. Is that it basically I had the idea in December 23, and then the conference actually happened, took place in Lisbon around about May 2024.
Nice, man. Nice. And I know you had a few events already. So what was which city was like the best event that you had? Was it Lisbon? Was it Singapore? Or was it Bangkok? Which one was
Yeah,
your favorite?
they're so different. I've got the Bangkok t-shirt on, so I'll
Okay.
talk about that as well. Yeah, but so they were all very, very different. So the one in Lisbon was, I mean, probably personally my favorite just because it was the first one for me. It was the first time I'd ever created or started a company as a founder, so that was very exciting as well. The feedback that we had from the community in Lisbon was incredible. We had around about 1,000 people turn up to the event. We had 1,000 people on the opening party in one of the biggest clubs in Lisbon as well. It was just crazy. And like when you get together in real life with people that are from the trenches,
Mm.
it's completely nuts. Like pretty much everybody's just crazy, really interesting, very quirky, and just like just what you would expect from like if you just took the trenches and put it in a real life situation.
Mm.
So yeah, it was really fun. We then like so that year we then went from May directly to then do Singapore, and we did MEMECON opposite Token 2049 and Solana Breakpoint. And again, we were basically the largest attended side event of the whole week in Singapore. So we had around about 3,000 people come through our door for that event in Singapore, which is incredible. And then in Bangkok, very different vibe. If
Mm.
you're talking about party wise, it's completely nuts. Like we did them like back to back. So we did Singapore in September, we did Bangkok in November, and like in Bangkok, I literally I ended up like totally like dead, just like from partying and just going crazy for a whole weekend out there. So yeah, all very different. Bangkok for partying, Singapore for networking, and Lisbon for kind of like the vibes, I would say.
Nice. Nice. And how'd you get like big partners like BitGet and Ton on your side?
So yeah, in when it came to the first one in Lisbon, I just reached out to everybody. I just spent 6 months, as I said, from my previous jobs, I was in business development, so I was just like in Telegram every second of the day, just basically trying to raid everybody in Telegram groups, getting like kicked out of Telegram groups because I thought I was a scammer,
Oh
then
wow.
having to create like yeah, then having to create like two or three other accounts just to try and talk to them and like yeah, trying different tactics.
Hmm.
So I just went really hard on it. Like the first event, we had essentially 100 partners. They were ranging from big exchanges like BitGet, Crypto Banter, and then like for meme coins, like the smaller ones, we were offering like also like free community partnerships so everybody could come and attend. So yeah, it was in the end. I think we had about just over 100 partners for that first
Oh
one in
wow.
Lisbon.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's definitely good, man. And at your conferences, at MemeCon itself, how do you keep it fun and wild when it comes to those events?
Honestly, like I said, so we have like a team of people that are like comedians, artists, things like that. So the people from our team, I would say, yeah, they're a pretty crazy bunch. So that just I think makes it fun. But then also, like I said, when you bring people from the trenches to these places, it can't not be fun. Like for
Mm-hmm.
anybody that's
Mm-hmm.
listening and has been to kind of conferences within crypto, like there is like an element of like it just gets a bit boring. Like you don't want to be there probably longer than if you're working, maybe like a day.
Mm-hmm.
But like MEMECON, it's just fun. Like everybody's like there just to like meet and just like have a laugh and just chill.
Hmm.
So it's a very different vibe. Yeah, I mean, we on stage, I would say it's a different presence. Like you have people dressed up, so it's kind of a bit of like a Comic Con vibe.
Hmm.
And then we have people like actors, artists who are doing things at the event and on stage. So the whole setup is a very different feel to any other conference. And yeah, I would kind of like put it down as like a cross between like Comic Con, a festival, and a crypto conference all rolled into one, but with this kind of like manic trenches, like I don't know, just the way it is, just crazy.
That's
But it's
cool,
fun.
man. That's cool. I can't wait to go to one of those, man. It seems like a lot of fun, and it's good just to meet people that starting up their own coins. You know what I mean? I bet you that's probably the best thing when it comes to MEMECON. And another question I got for you is, what's like your favorite craziest story that you dealt with at one of your events? Like, what was the craziest thing you saw at one of your events?
So yeah, when we've done like the talks, was we have like some panel talks as well going on, and we've invited quite like I guess big kind of people onto the stage. So a couple of big people that we had. So that the way we set it up is we have like a comedian who runs all the panel talks, and he is yeah, like what you imagine being on like almost like getting roasted on stage with like questions and stuff like that you're just not expecting whatsoever. So like you have basically very corporate people that are from big crypto kind of companies. So in Lisbon, we had a guy called Sebastian Bourget, who I don't think he knew what he'd signed up to. It was like he's coming to another crypto conference talk on stage, and then you've just got this like David, our like compare, literally just roasting this guy on
Oh
stage.
man. Oh
He,
man.
this is like a multi millionaire within the crypto space, but he left and said it was the most fun he's ever had, like at crypto conference on stage, which is great. And then we also in Singapore again we got Nom from Bonk, who's like basically one of the main guys who runs the Bonk meme coin.
Okay. Okay.
We did this panel, which basically we got them to all basically eat these things called moon cakes, which are famous kind of like Chinese kind of like pastries.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
were basically getting them,
I've had
yeah.
them.
So we were getting them all to like put them into their mouths and like have to answer questions while trying to stuff as many of these moon cakes into their mouths as possible. So yeah, that was quite funny. And then in Bangkok, I guess the other one was that yeah, we were partying like a lot. So I think that's the other thing is that it's kind of like conference and then everybody goes out partying. So Singapore and Bangkok was a lot of fun for sure.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. You got to experience some of that stuff. You know what I mean? I bet you they were pretty wild because, yeah, any kind of con, a get together con. You know what I mean? There's always some crazy stuff going on. You know what I mean? And the next question I got for you is, how will you make meme con? Like the top one of the cons events. Worldwide. How are you gonna be able to do that?
Well, it's a good question.
Hmm.
So like I said, we've had really great support so far and amazing feedback. Um, But the meme coin space obviously moves really fast, and for everybody that's going to be watching this on Pump, like we know that every day you've got new metas, new narratives, new meme coins, new communities forming all the time. So I think the tricky part sometimes is that you have to then reach out every conference. You've got usually a whole new set of people to reach out to. So the ones in Lisbon, a lot of the tokens aren't here anymore, or the communities aren't there anymore. So
Hmm.
then, like for the next ones, you're having to constantly then get new communities. So for us, it's trying to find the support of the bigger, I guess, infrastructure pieces of the meme coin space. So whether that is the exchanges, whether that's the launch pads, whether that's the wallets, whether that's the tracking like apps and stuff like that, like KOL Scan, for example, and trying to get those guys on board to essentially be able to create this conference, which allows for people in real life to come out of the trenches and actually meet.
Hmm.
Like I said, the feedback that we've got from the people who have come to MemeCon is that it's felt like a kind of like a home for them to be able to come and actually meet people, build friendships in real life, and that's led on to them to make projects, other types of partnerships, get jobs. So I think it's just a really important like piece of I think is missing within the meme coin space. And
Hmm.
there were some other meme coin conferences that tried to kind of come up after us. Like we were the original one back in December 2023, and then a few others tried to copy. But we're the only ones that are still here currently. And I believe that there's a space for this conference in the meme coin industry, and that it can be grown to become almost like the Comic Con of Web3, somewhere that brands can go with IP. People can go to, to meet, to talk about their projects, and to basically try to build things further. I think if you look at other examples like Pengu, for example,
Mm-hmm.
very big cryptocurrency now that obviously has done very well in kind of like the real life kind of IP realm. I think from my perspective, I think there should be probably quite a few meme coins in the future that become those type of brands as well. So it's a really good space as well to kind of grow that presence in real life and meet normies in real life who might want to kind of see what's being built. So yeah.
Nice, man. Nice. And where do you see MEMECON within the next 6 to 12 months from now?
Well, so yeah, I'm planning at the moment to host the next MEMECON in the States. As I said, we did Lisbon, Singapore, Bangkok, and for me, like the culture of memes, a lot of it is born out of the States. I think we all know that. So I think this is a place that is really important for us to be in next.
Mm-hmm.
So we're planning at the moment to be in Las Vegas on April the 27th next year. And that's the next evolution of where we're going right now, is to create kind of this cross between, like I would say, a conference, a festival, and bringing the kind of trenches to real life out there. And in the future, if that's successful and if it goes well, which I'm sure it will, then we would like to then try and make this a much bigger event in the States, over a couple of days, and really grow out the brand to kind of challenge the other conferences that are out there. Because even if you go to the big conferences right now, which is
Mm-hmm.
pretty fascinating, you do have some meme coins there. And if you look at the booths in those conferences, the meme coin ones are always the busiest. That's
Mm-hmm.
where everybody flocks to. Everybody wants to go there because they want to go and pick up merch. So if you just take that metric as an example, this conference should be huge. And in my opinion, a meme coin conference
Mm-hmm.
should become the biggest conference in this space, because the only one that really will attract normies to come to experience what it's like to be in the trenches, or to experience what it's like to actually be in meme coins. So for me, it's to try and grow MEMECON to be the biggest event in this space. And I believe it's possible, but it is only possible if people believe that this also can happen, and that
Mm-hmm.
we also get the support from the largest projects in this space who want this to also happen at the same time. So yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. You know what I mean? And yeah, I'm all for it. You know what I mean? And the next question I got for you is, since you are going to be doing it in Vegas, I also know that BitCon is going to be around that same time. Why'd you chose around that same time to do your MEMECON next to BitCon?
Yeah, so Vegas, because we're in a casino, and
Mm-hmm.
like
Mm-hmm.
meme coins are just this giant casino, right? So it makes perfect sense to me to be in Vegas for that reason. It just absolutely is spot on in terms of the vibes that you get in the trenches as you do in real life in Vegas. And then why the Bitcoin conference? Bitcoin is a meme. Like it
Mm-hmm.
is like this whole space to me started as like basically everything's a meme. It's just belief and like people believing in these cryptocurrencies. So I think like if you look at the other people that are going to the Bitcoin conference, you have some extremely well-known, influential kind of figures who are memes within themselves. So you also have that crossover. It's a huge event as well. There's about 30,000 attendees who go there every year. There was even a meme coin that ran a side event there last year that I've heard was very successful as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I just think it's a great place to have the first kind of event. And if I was being honest, I would like to see MEMECON continue to be in Vegas in the future as well. There is obviously the Bitcoin conference that happens there, but there isn't any other big crypto conferences as far as I'm understanding. So why not have the most fun one and the craziest one in the craziest city in the US? So yeah.
Yeah, that's cool, man. That's definitely cool. And what would if you can name three things, what would be the best three things that would happen in the Vegas MEMECON event? Like what are the main three things that you could think of?
The best things that have happened so far, in my opinion, at MEMECon
Hmm.
is, and this is going to sound like it's, like a bit dreamy, but for me, it's honestly like being able to just bring people together that
Hmm.
haven't stepped away from their screens for years. Like most people are just sat behind their screens anon. They never meet people in real life, and with the way that regulations and stuff like that are going in the space right now, it's very, very hard to stay anonymous.
Hmm.
So I would like people to be able to come and just actually see like how awesome it is to actually meet people that you've been kind of chatting to in real life, and to make sure that people know that like it is still super important to build real relationships in real life in the meme coin space, and then it can help the space grow, because I've seen it firsthand. When you
Hmm.
bring people together, creative people from this space, like you can do great things together. So yeah.
That'd be awesome, man. That's awesome. And how will this US event be different from all the other events that you've done so far?
The Americans are fun, right?
That's
They're
it, man.
crazy.
That's
Like,
it.
yeah, for sure, right? You're all louder than life, like, party and just like, loud and just like fun. So that's the difference. Europeans are a bit more kind of subdued and like calm and like chill.
Okay.
So I think it's just going to be like, I really feel like with the meme con kind of like the way it is, it just really fits the US. Like I've been to the US quite a few times, and yeah, I just think it's got exactly the kind of right ingredients to kind of attract and like bring a lot of people from the States, that just will love the vibe. Like it's just like all the
Hmm.
best festivals around the world are pretty much out of the US. If I think of like the cultural ones, like Complex Con happens in the US, South by Southwest, other like big cultural kind of like events. So yeah, I just think it fits very, very well. And yeah, fingers crossed that hope I've got the right idea here, because maybe people hate it, but I don't think so. I think they'll
To
love it.
me, to
There
me,
we
it
go.
sounds good. You know what I mean? So there's like you said, there's a bunch of cons that go on around. In the U.S. We always have we have TwitchCon, we have KitCon, we have a bunch of different types of cons. So a meme con would be just perfect. You know what I mean? Because you're right, there is nothing out there that I've seen that's like I could, be as pump radio going over to one of these conferences. You know what I mean? And let everybody know who I am. There's not really much out there that could do that for me, but MemeCon definitely could. You know what I mean? So, another question I got for you as well is, how is MemeCon, changing with the like all the new meme coins that are coming out now? Like, how do you adapt to that?
Yeah, how do you adapt to that? It is hard, because obviously lots of people shut down their telegrams as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it does become harder to reach out to teams. But then, yeah, you have to kind of be creative and just, I guess, look for, the space moves constantly in crypto, right, all the time. So you just got to like keep up to date with what's happening. Obviously, Pump Fund is an enormous part of the kind of meme coin ecosystem now. So yeah, this is the thing. Meeting contacts like yourself and other people in the space makes it a lot easier, because I think that the serious ones that are building, we all kind of know each other.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm starting again a bit for this conference, because the last one happened back in May this year in Lisbon, and a lot has happened since then over the past 6 months. So I know going into when I announce everything next week, it will just basically be the same thing as I did for the first meme con. It's like just reach out to everybody, just try to tell them about what's happening. And I'm sure, to be honest, I'll pick up, a lot of contacts quite quickly, because, yeah, I'm like already over the past week from talking to people, starting to see that like if you're building, you're going to know all the other people that are building in the space. Like we were
Mm-hmm.
talking about Store Fund, right, and other people that are building within the pump ecosystem. So yeah.
Nice, man. And speaking of that as well, where can people find you? Like, what kind of socials can they hit you up at? Where can they get a hold of you, or just get to talk to you a little bit?
Yeah, sure. So we've got our main MEMECON account on X, which is MEMECON_OMG. And then we also have another account actually that, funnily enough, got banned by X back in December 2000. It was actually, no, it was actually, what was it? It was February 2024, around that time when we were just starting to build MEMECON and build up a following. I just got that back the other week. So
Mhm.
that one's memecon_lol as well. And then we have our website, which is www.memecon.lol as well. But yeah, usually like X would be the easiest way to contact me through those accounts.
Nice, nice. And uh, what do you, since you are going to be doing this Vegas event, I know it's not until April, of next year. But what's next after Vegas? What do you got in store?
Yeah, I mean, if it goes well, I want to make this again, probably US again, but make it even bigger. So like do a much bigger event in the US, maybe over 2 days. And I would love to see this become like every single year. This happens on the meme coin calendar. MEMECON is here. Like at the moment, as I say, most meme coin like community people are going out to other conferences. They're going to NFT conferences. They're going to the other ones.
Hmm.
And I just think again, like, why don't we have our own place that everybody can go to? So the goal for me is to make MEMECON like mainstay in the space, and to have it as like a big event for everybody to come to.
And do you have any advice for anybody that's trying to start their own project, kind of like MemeCon, or any kind of project in general? Do you have any advice for them when they first getting started?
Yeah, well, I guess probably quite a lot, but it does depend on what we're talking. Like if you're starting a meme coin, if you're talking about starting a conference or this type of event, um, it's hard work.
It's
It's
hard
hard
work.
work.
Yeah.
Yeah, in Bangkok, after the third conference in a year, I was dead. Literally, I had to take like a couple of months off. So, yeah, organizing conferences is no joke. It's a lot of work, but it's great for building relationships and networking. So, like, really, the benefit of doing a conference is that you just get to meet so many people, which is awesome. And yeah, building a meme coin project. I mean, God, there's so many things I could say about it. But I think it's just really the most important thing is be yourself. Make sure that it's like you're building something that you believe in and that you're there to stick with for the long term. Because I mean, like we all know that like the pump and dumps, it's one thing, but the ones that really are successful are the ones that build every day, create really engaging content, have a great narrative. Um, but even if it's something that hasn't, if you have an idea and you love it and you enjoy it and you're building a meme coin, then you should just stick with it, keep going, keep going, keep going, and eventually people will recognize the hard work and they'll want to join your community, and then you can grow from there. So yeah, don't be disillusioned if like you don't jump straight to $1 million market cap. It's just like yeah, stick with it, work hard, show that you like care about what you're building, and yeah, it should usually be all right. And even if you don't make tons of money, you still have a really cool thing, a cool community that you can be a part of. So
Exactly, exactly. And I noticed, this is just a question I got to ask you, but I noticed that you don't have a meme coin. Are you ever thinking about making one on Pump Fun or making a meme coin in general? I don't know, like if that's your kind of thing because you do meme con as a business, but what's your takes on that?
yeah, I have thought about it. I thought about this when we started the conference in Lisbon, and actually I actually adopted a dog back in, what was this, April 2024, who has become like the mascot of MemeCon. I've got like t-shirts in my cupboard that I could show you, but yeah, he lives with me now. We were thinking about launching a token about this adopted dog from like Portugal. So I have all this artwork and everything. We actually we put it on the back burner and we decided not to launch it at the time, because we were unsure about regulations and security laws and stuff like that. But then over the past 6 months, especially like since I've just seen so many people launch things, And what's been really interesting is like the kind of creator kind of market, which has been basically all here because of Pump Fun, enabling people to kind of launch their kind of like creator tokens. And now it seems much more feasible to me to be able to launch maybe a token based on MEMECON to support the conference and to support the community. So I have thought about it. I've thought about launching one to maybe even have like a grant system, which can like the creator fees can like help people to come to MEMECON who want to come as maybe artists, or can give away things for like flights or things like that to basically get people there. And there's so many ideas that I have for it. But yeah, I think I'm maybe just lacking a little bit on maybe the advice from somebody who, if other people think this is a good idea to do this, but I don't see why not. I think that's the thing. Like,
Right.
I was saying to you the other day as well that we've had live streams come from our events. So we've had our live, the conferences streamed live to YouTube and stuff like that. And we've had a lot of viewers on those platforms as well watching. So I would also, yeah, like to think that it'd be a good idea to probably launch a token and then also have the live streams from the conferences go
That's a
straight
good idea.
to as well. So yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea. And yeah, so if everybody's tuning in, keep an eye out for MEMECON. You never know, man. He might be dropping a coin soon or a year from now. Who knows when you're gonna drop it? But hopefully we're ready for when you do drop it. I think it'd be a good idea for sure. And the last thing I got here, we're about to start ending our interview here, but just go ahead and let everybody again, who you are, where they could find you, and anything else you want to say before we end the interview here.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, again, so you can find me on X on MEMECON_OMG. And yeah, it's Jax. I also have my profile on X as well, which is Jax MEMECON, all one word. And yeah, like if you want to get involved in the conference in Las Vegas, like I would just say that we're open to absolutely everybody like attending. So if you're a meme coin community and you don't have a budget, we have community partnerships that we can do for free. If you're a bigger meme coin, you want to get involved and do something a bit more, then we have like things that you can sponsor. If you're an artist and you just want to come and like graffiti, do some art, like draw on some murals, we're going to have a space there to do that. If you're a musician, you want to come and perform. If you're a performer of any kind, we'd love to have you there as well. And if you're just like sat in the trenches at home and you just need to have a break and have a holiday, then I'd say also, yeah, just come out and meet people. And like I think you'll be surprised by how interesting it is like to meet people in real life in this space. It's pretty crazy, as I said.
Nice. And yeah, I'll definitely be there. You know what I mean? Hopefully all my viewers here in my community as well will be there as well. It sounds like fun, man. I'll definitely be doing some artist stuff. I'll definitely probably be performing. I'll probably do a bunch of stuff there. Dude, like I'm all around kind of guy.
I think loads of us in the meme coin space are pretty creative as well. So that's what I mean. The more of us that are there, like we just can do everything in this space and just, yeah, like I say, just make it into a meme coin conference / festival. And yeah, it's pretty fun. I'll have the venue in Vegas from like 1 p.m. until 1 a.m. So it's going to be like a whole day thing basically. So yeah, be
nice, cool. Nice. So everybody tuning in, definitely go check out Jax on X. What is it? MEMECON_? Is that right?
MEMECON_OMG.
OMG, there you go. So yeah, definitely go check out his X, go follow him, and be tuned and stay tuned for the Las Vegas event coming next year, because I know I'll be there. So I hope you guys are there too. So yeah, man. Well, thanks for coming by. I appreciate you doing the interview with me. I've been wanting to do this interview for since we talked, so I'm like, cool. At least we got it done, So that's awesome.
Sure, mate. I appreciate you having me on as well, and yeah, really enjoying what you're doing as well. So yeah, hats off to you. It's a great idea.
Thank you.